Hi there, my name is Liam Holt and welcome to this video on online teaching resources and tools that will hopefully help to liven up your lessons and make them more fun. If you're like us here at Apex Leaders, you've suddenly found your traditional classroom has been replaced with a laptop. It certainly poses lots of new challenges, but like anything in life, it's a great opportunity to push yourself outside your comfort zone and learn and develop new skills. Alright, let's get started. As I'm sure you've experienced, online lessons pose certain challenges. Often stale content, technology issues, and lack of student engagement can be found. Incorporating games and activities into your lessons can not only make these lessons more fun for students, but they'll also greatly increase student learning outcomes. Remember that if you're not fully prepped for your lesson, you're struggling with technology, or you yourself are bored with dull content, your students certainly are too. First, we're going to take a look at some resources for providing positive reinforcement to keep your students engaged during class. After that, we'll have a quick look at some useful tools you can incorporate during your lesson. And finally, we'll go through some various activities and games. So if you're interested in one specific area, you can skip ahead to that part in the video now. So depending on how your class is set up, here are just 4 useful resources for providing positive reinforcement and tracking effort during class. First, we have GetLab, where we can give points and rewards to help student engagement and increase competition during class. This is quick and easy to use. Next, we have Class Dojo, which is more of an LMS for teachers and parents to collaborate on. So a lot of great features on Class Dojo, and it's free too. Next, Sketch.io. This is quick enough to set up and it can be a little bit more fun for students as they can see their progression. And then finally, you could just have a mini whiteboard beside you as well, or behind you on the wall while you teach. That would also work well for positive reinforcement. So to jump onto the actual sites themselves, here we can see GetLab. So one of our teachers, Sebastian, has created this for all of our Apex teachers, so a big thank you to him. So here we simply go, we add our names. So this could be our students, such as Elsa here, or it could be teams, if we're using teams during our lesson. So you can see it's very easy to give out points here to see who the winner is. And then we have our effort meters that we use in our Apex classroom here as well to track our effort. Moving on then, we have Class Dojo. So first you just create an account and then you can log in and pick whether you're a teacher or an administrator, and then you can actually search and find your school. So for all of the Apex teachers, you could collaborate on here with CMs and the students' parents. So you could all be working off the same platform, similar to our own LMS system. So here I've just set up a test class. You can see I have my students here, and then during the online lesson I could give out positive reinforcement here. So Elsa, for example, was helping others. Well done, Elsa. John, working very hard. We can also add notes about students on what they did in particular, and then parents can read about those. Also, improvements can be added here. So whatever the student needs to improve on, for example, off task, as said here, and then maybe that's -1 point, and we can save that there. Okay, so that's how easy that is. Then again, up here on the right, you can invite parents, and you can also collaborate with parents. If I wanted to set up a new class, I select the class name, the grade, and then what exactly can be shared with parents. So another great resource, would recommend this highly for your school, and it's free to use. And lastly, we have Sketchpad. So this can be used for games. It's very, very quick to load up. It's free. You just type sketch.io in here. You can write your students' names here. And then my favorite feature is the clip art here. So the students can actually pick what animal or shape they want to be during the lesson. So we have a scary looking lion here. So if someone wants to be this lion, you can then assign a bit of clip art here to each student, and then during the lesson they can move across here as they move towards the star. So this is a very visual one, it's quick again, and it's fun for students. So if you want to change up your positive reinforcement system, perhaps one of these can provide some value to you. Next, we've got some useful online tools that might provide some value in your lessons. First up, we've got virtualdiceroll.com. So this can be used in games as a way of giving out points or to see whose turn it is, or how I like to use it is when we create sentences. Next, wheeldecide.com. This again can be used for turns or vocab or speaking goals. We'll take a look at changing the background on Zoom or Teams during your lesson, which can be used in a really fun way or in a practical way to go through the rules, etc. And finally, online stopwatch. On the left hand side we can see virtualdiceroll.com, so simply press on the dices. One fun way to use this, as I've mentioned before, is with sentence structure creation. Next up, wheeldecide. So simply load up wheeldecide.com, and down here we can enter vocab words for the lesson, or we could enter simple questions, or maybe grammar points or parts of speech as well. So lots of uses for this. We can apply the changes here to the wheel and simply spin. So this is just a fun way to gamify some parts of your lesson, and it might prove useful. Next, we can liven up our lessons through adding backgrounds, whether we're using Microsoft Teams or in this case Zoom. So I simply click on the arrow down the left hand corner, go to choose virtual background, and here I can see some stock options, but I've also included one of our own options here, which was created by one of our Apex teachers. So you can see we have our character traits over here and our rules over here. Another useful option, and remember all of these are linked in the description below. Finally, we have classroom timers. So there's some fun options here for students. For example, robot race, where students can actually choose which robot will win the race. So for example, if I have 20 minutes for my reading section, I might set this just to make sure I stay on task. And maybe you could have students bet on which robot will win. Thanks for tuning in. So all of the links I've discussed today are linked in the description below, so you can check those out. Please also watch part 2 of the video, where I'll be delving more into games and activities. See you next time.